Watch Podcast. It's your motherfucking boys.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for tuning in for another episode. We got some shit for you today. We got a little hard topics with the is it a man, is it a girl? Got a little stock market talks, and maybe we got a couple more other topics if we can get there. But before that, make sure you like,
follow,
share,
subscribe.
I ain't forget, motherfuckers.
Yeah. Listen to the demons. All right. Anyways, appreciate you guys for tuning in for another week. Let's fucking go. Real quick. Is anybody buying during the? Because we're investing guys. We're stock guys. We're whatever. Is anybody buying during the sale right now, or is it not really a sale?
No,
Yo, I wanna know what has Christiane told you.
She don't look.
She don't look. She don't know.
She hasn't looked. She's a perfect investor.
There's a fucking discount right now.
No, it's perfect. Well,
it's a great discount.
what sucks, bro? Like, bro,
The second you hop
So
in,
watch it go back lower
and they all say, like, my buddy, he was saying, like, he talks to his financial advisor, and his financial advisor was like, you'll drive yourself crazy. Just put it where you want it and fucking look away.
I was gonna tell you, bro, because I remember looking at all that stuff and I was like, damn, bro, I gotta make sure I talk to Cruz. Just know you don't lose until you pull
That's it.
out.
That's it.
Just keep that bitch
He's
in there.
100% right, and that's facts. Like
That's it.
this is coming from personal experience.
Well, it's like, I mean, what's funny, it was like immediately. It was like on Thursday, I dropped a decent amount of cash, and by Monday, it was like, all week.
Yeah.
But I've been leaning in, though. I've been pulling from my savings accounts.
Fuck yeah.
I've been buying on the way down. But it's probably going to go a little more down. I don't give a fuck. All that I did 2 weeks ago, I'll see that in 3 months.
Yeah.
No, I mean, a lot of them are finding their support.
I'll get it back
still.
in 3-4 months or something.
Especially like depending on how the elections go, that can make a big sway too.
Yeah.
For certain stocks, not all stocks.
And I was gonna say yes, but if Trump gets elected, you're gonna see a massive climb for a lot of stuff. You might see some drops in EV stuff.
Yes.
Like GM and shit
GM.
like that.
Yeah, you might see some drops in some EV stuff, but overall, you'll see like the market you'll have more confidence in it, and then vice versa. You know, like if you have Harris, Kamala Harris get elected, then you might see EV stuff increase, and you might see some other stuff drop.
But I don't know, bro.
You want to know something crazy though? Something that I peeped isn't it crazy that like how like Biden dropped out and then Kamala Harris automatically became the primary?
No, yeah. I mean, everybody.
And nobody elected Kamala as the primary. She just became the automatic primary.
That's the conspiracy. The conspiracy is that's how they get her in the election.
That's just crazy. But anyways.
Yeah. No, but what I was going to say was I think the whole concept is mind-boggling a little bit of the stock market because I get it. I believe it. I trust it. The data's there.
Yeah.
But isn't it crazy to know that like all the stocks right now or most like 80, especially ETFs and index funds and stuff, they're going to be at least double in 5 years, 10 years. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. And it's crazy even when we talk about the housing market all the time. This house is going to be double in 10, 15, 20 years.
Yep.
And it's just crazy to think that that's just how shit happens. Even with the big collapses, it doesn't matter.
I'm sorry, but I find it like I know like statistically like
it's going to happen.
It happens, but like bro, it's just so hard for me to think about like my crib being fucking $1 million.
It's ridiculous, bro.
Well, I think it's gonna significantly slow down, like it's starting to do.
Doesn't
now.
matter,
but it will.
It will be.
I mean, think about it now. Like, think about the cribs back in 2007, 2008. They only appreciated just a little bit. If you think about it, before COVID.
Barely.
Before COVID,
yeah,
barely. I mean, shit. The houses in Poinciana, Bel Largo, Kissimmee, they only went up like by 10, 12,000, 20,000.
That's the course. So if you go by like every 20 years.
20 years, yes.
And that's in reality what like long-term shit. It's gonna be double. Like all of our parents were able to probably buy a house for under $100,000 at one point in their lives.
Yes.
We never will see what that's like. But our kids are gonna
you
talk
can barely
about
buy
us.
land for that price.
Our kids are gonna talk about us and be like, yo, all of our one of our kids is gonna have a podcast and he's gonna be talking to his two buddies and he's gonna be like, our parents at one point had a chance to buy a house under $500,000. We will never be able to do that. Like, it's just a thing. So one thing that I do think, why I don't think our generation is going to be the generation where that ends, like this whole market climb, real estate market climb, is partially because, so we're at like 7 point something billion people in the world right now, right? We're expected to comfortably, I don't want to say comfortably, but we're expected to hit 11 billion in the next 15, 20 years. 20 years. That, and then there's an expected decline. And I think as long as there's that incline of population, I think this whole money thing, this whole market thing, this whole real estate thing just keeps going and keeps going. It's when there's the decline that shit starts to collapse and like recorrect and like, because you can't lie, because as long as the United States isn't filled like India's filled, as long as the United States isn't filled, like we are one of the biggest countries for relatively to the population that we have.
Yeah.
Like we're 2 times the size of India, and they have 6 times the people that we have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like, okay.
I will say though, we are right now kind of in a like the real estate market is starting to become a shambles, bro. Even in Florida. Yeah. Florida's starting to feel it. It's tough right now.
I'm sure.
It's bad.
And
right
it could
now.
be a 2-year drought.
I know. I'm just saying, like it's getting bad right now in Florida. Right now.
It might not be as crazy as these last 2-3 years were. We might see a significant slowdown, but like you said before, the investment will still go up regardless, increasing by maybe 1%, 2%, like it should.
In 3 years, 4 years, we might hit the hottest market all over again, and it's relative to what the prices are now.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like in 3 years, if we have another boost or a hot market thing that happens, and then it's not going from your 200s or whatever, it's going to be going from the 300s, 350s.
I'll tell you something that will automatically make an audible on all that. A massive war.
It could recorrect. It could restructure everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything could change.
And that's what scares me, because we've talked about it briefly, but the reason why I kind of talked about it was like, it's not that I don't trust a 401k or the investments in stocks, all these like things that a financial advisor would send you to right now. It's that when is the correction, not correction, but collapse/correction.
It has to. It has to happen.
And it can't happen before I die, because that's my retirement. You know what I mean? Like, fuck you. Like, and because that's when I say,
well, at any time it's going to be somebody's retirement.
It will be. But like how people thought about Social Security, I wonder if that's how we feel about 401k. And it's like, yeah, but by the time you motherfuckers turn 60, we're going to have a collapse, a correction. We're going to have the last World War or some shit like that. And that's the shit that kind of scares me, where I'm just like, man, like at some point you just got to have some faith in some shit. And all these motherfuckers that are making millions off of stocks that they invested in, or not millions, but there's people right now retiring every day with millions that haven't been millionaires because of 401ks and investments and shit. I just hope we're able to do that. And I hope our house appreciates the same way that our parents' house did.
I agree.
Like my parents didn't have a house, but like, you get it. If they did buy a house at our age, like we have, I would hope that it appreciates the way it could have.
The thing for me though is that, like, if we follow trends of like the past in terms of inflation, like cost of living and stuff like that, and we also see a correlation in the exact same trend for like our income and increase of income and stuff like that, we're going to hit. It's gonna get nasty.
Yeah, something's gonna happen.
Because we're kind of already teetering on a really bad tandem right now, where cost of living is higher than it's ever been. Income is not matching the increase in inflation for cost of living. The national debt is higher than it's ever been. And the average American has more debt than ever. We're also starting to see really big, high increases of people defaulting on debt. And we're kind of already on the brink of some economic catastrophe right now. And if it continues with this trend for the next 10, 15 years, it's impossible. It is impossible for the market to sustain itself.
Now, here's the other side of that. Life just became less good in these states. Like, yes, things are getting harder. Like, yes, cost of living's going up, cost of shit's going up, and the pay's not necessarily like climbing with it. It's still a lot better to live here than most places. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still.
I'm not arguing that.
No, we get agree.
But I'm not arguing that. But I'm just saying, like, financially, the masses can only handle so much of a difference, and if we're already starting to see a teeter of the breaking point of the majority of people,
then we're just gonna have more homeless people. Like
Yeah,
that's not gonna be good.
yeah,
but that's what's gonna happen.
But that cripples economies, though. You got to realize all
People need
those
to
people
spend money
becoming
to make
homeless
money.
are people that are supporting companies. Those same people are people that are buying the products at your company.
But here's another thing. We talked about this like 5 episodes. No, way more than that. But in this, there is more than double the people in the United States than there was in the 80s.
Yes.
I'm sure there's going to be the same. We might be at 600 million in 20 years in the United States. And naturally what happens, like when you go to India and these places, the only place that's not communist that has 1 billion people, like the poverty there is ridiculous. But it's just because they got 700 million more people than we have. We're going to see more poverty the more people that come and live in the United States. The more people, the more that we're going from 7 billion in the world to 11 billion in the world.
We're talking like 30-40% of our population is currently in a position where they're living paycheck to paycheck and barely getting by.
But we can support our economy with these numbers. And let's just say that we get another 200 million people and half of them are homeless. Our economy, we still have a lot of people facilitating the economy. There's just a shit ton of homeless people, and it's not just going to be in LA, San Francisco, like it's going to be in Oklahoma. They're just going to start crashing in. There's just going to be homeless people in some of these more rural areas. It's like we have a lot of, I don't know. That's the other side. Because I agree with what you're saying.
I just think that the trend can only continue for so long before it makes it a breaking point.
There's validity in that.
That's all I feel.
There's
I
real
feel
validity.
like if we keep seeing the continuous trend and things don't start changing, I just don't see how it's gonna be, how like that model is gonna sustain itself long term.
So the question is, what do you do? Because I've been draining my savings account and put it in the market, but part of me is thinking this scary thought, and I'm just like, what do I do? Like, and then okay, that's why honestly, this conversation we're having is the root of some of our other podcasts where we're like, okay, we need real estate, we need 401k, and we need like whatever, and it's because of this, and it's like real estate is the one thing I could think about that. It's like gold, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
You can't make more land, which I don't think that like,
which helps market correction.
I think real estate will always overall tend to be pretty decent, but I'm just saying it like in a general sense, not just attacking real estate, but just everything in general. I just don't know how this rate of inflation can continue to keep growing at the same rate of everything else and be sustainable.
Yeah.
And I don't know what markets will be corrected. I don't know what type of collapse it causes. I don't know. I don't have that knowledge for that. But I just don't foresee it being a sustainable long-term.
Yeah. So I don't really know shit, but I know that what I do know is a lot of the things that we're able to do, like the United States as a government or whatever, is because we have the currency right now.
Yes.
Like we are the reserve for a lot of the world. Right?
Yes, which is slowly changing and transitioning. But yes.
And that's the problem. I don't think it's about like whatever we're doing, we could keep doing it. But when we're not the world reserve anymore, like when our currency, when people don't trust the debt we have, when people don't, you know what I mean? Because we have debt, but we got debt that's matching that. Like, like we got people, we probably have people in debt to us is equal or, you know, very close to what we have to other things.
Yeah.
And even the debt we have is mutually assured destruction as far as like, if it's China or whatever, it's like, no, like it's one of those things where like, you know, like I don't know a good fucking analogy.
The perfect analogy is like, yo, let me borrow $1. Then you ask Jacob to borrow $1, and then Jacob asks me to borrow $1.
Yeah. And then if
it's like I give you $1. It's like, oh, I'm gonna pay you back because I borrowed $1 from Jacob, and you're like, here, and then Jacob's like, hey, can I have $1? And Jacob takes $1 from you, and then I'm like, Jacob, can I have $1? And like that dollar, nobody ever ends up owing nobody,
or
but
the
everybody's
mutually
still
assured
borrowing,
destruction,
and everybody's still giving.
We're both making money off each other, but because you made $1 more than me, I'm gonna make sure none of us make no fucking money.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's stupid. It's like you want pussy, and because you don't get none, you punch her in the face, and it's like, all right, nobody's getting nothing. Like that's where we're at.
You're gonna
our
get charged.
Take all the hoes out. Everybody get the fuck out of here.
But as far as like that crashes when we're not the world reserve anymore.
Yeah. I agree.
And that's where I feel like we could keep going to this place and we could be the most expensive place ever eventually. But as long as like we're kind of in control of a lot of things, or we have that world reserve or whatever, then I think that's why we're able to do some bullshit that we'd be doing.
Yeah.
You know.
But I would say right now we're probably in some. I don't want to say the hardest times. I think economically. I think overall economically it's a rough time that we're in. But I think one of the things that are saving our ass is that we're not dealing with ARMs, like adjustable rate mortgages, like what was happening in 2008.
Right.
I think if we still had adjustable rate mortgages as commonly, because I know that they still exist, I'm just saying as commonly as we were seeing in 07, 08, I think that, and like analogy wise, the world would be more on fire than it was back then.
Yeah, I mean, there are some dummies that actually. There was an article I read a couple of days ago, and some statistics we saw in regards to that. And there are some dummies who still chose ARM rates back.
Well, yeah,
2-3 years ago, and now they're fucked today.
I've done closings for people that do ARMs, but usually the people who do ARMs
refinance before it gets to that point
are usually investors, or they have a lot of money. Usually, a lender will not let you won't qualify for ARM unless you got some pull.
Now,
period.
Well, not in 2008. That was the shit that
yeah. I'm sorry. When you say now, I think meant today. Yeah, well, I'm saying like in the last couple of years, lenders don't give out ARMs easily.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What was okay, but to kind of wrap it up. Damn, totally lost it.
The economy's burning. We're all dying. We're gonna be fucked here in the next year. That's to wrap it up.
Nah, I think overall we'll be good. I do think that we're in some troubling times. You know, war is expensive. God.
Okay, it came to my mind. One thing that's interesting with all this, to kind of wrap this up, is like, because you were talking about like if history repeats itself, right?
Yeah.
Like looking back at history. One thing with the United States that's very interesting is like we're so fucking young.
Yeah.
So like literally every 20 years our country has been completely fucking different, even though we've had some similar trends. Like, don't get me wrong. Everybody that's listening to this that knows their shit is like, yeah, no, but we actually did this again. And then,
yeah.
But it's kind of, it's unprecedented, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the glow up that we had, how fast we did. And then to be in a position that we're in, and then also having like the 2024 era, like other countries are different than they've ever been, but they were the same for years before that.
Yeah.
But like we've been progressing since fucking 18 something, right? That's when the United States was established or whatever. But I'm just like, I think it's kind of like interesting to see, because I don't know if we're in a per se time that we can learn from history.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You want to hear something funny though on the counter side? I thought it was interesting. I was talking to a loan officer a couple months ago, and I was telling him, like, we were talking about kind of similar to this. We were talking about the economy, and I was like, you know, thank God we don't have the ARMs, because we would be seeing like the economy collapsing. And then he was like, yeah, you know, but he was like, the thing that a lot of people tend to forget is, he was like, in 2007, 2008, when like that whole real estate shit happened, he was saying the ARMs were fucking over homeowners. And obviously it fucked over the lenders, because the house prices dropped. The lenders couldn't resell the houses and stuff like that, right? But the problem is that homeowners couldn't afford their monthly payment because of how much it increased because of their adjustable rates. But he was saying now flip-flop, lenders are kind of fucked right now because they gave out so much money during the refi boom at a crazy low fixed rate.
Times, yeah.
And he said like all that money's lended out.
No one's selling.
And he's saying that money is tied up at low interest rates when everything is so high now and so expensive now, that they're actually losing money, and it's kind of putting them in a tough position. It's almost like
they can't lower their interest rates because when they lend out new money now.
Yeah, they can't increase their interest rates from what it was. So like their money's locked in.
They can't go back and increase it.
And he was saying for 30 years is really hard. And he's like a lot, and he's like, you know, like in a normal sense, it wouldn't make that much of an impact. He's like, but because of the crazy refi boom, he was saying that like, I forgot the percentage, but he told me the exact percentage of people that like refinanced in America.
Oh, dude.
And he was saying it was like crazy. I think it was
and
like
people that just bought that wouldn't have bought.
Yes.
and then those that had it and then refinance.
So he was saying how much of the real estate market is
how many
locked
were
in.
you doing? You were doing crazy refinances.
Yeah, and the crazy part
time.
was back then it was like I was working for other people, so my fees were really low. But volume, bro,
you were going crazy with refinances.
Volume, I was doing like every single day. I think there was like one day, not one day, but like I had multiple days where I was doing like 15 in the day, bro.
So, with that said, that's why I don't envy these politicians, bro. I don't envy those people in charge. And one cool thing about economics is they always show you like with one action is an opposite reaction.
Yes.
It's like, yo, everybody's unemployed. Nobody can fucking leave the house. Like, what do we do to stimulate our economy so we can like survive this quarter or whatever the case is? Lower interest rates so business can invest and people can invest. Cool. Yo, it's working. It's working. Let's keep it. Let's hold it. People are buying houses. Companies are taking out loans. Like a lot of companies don't leverage themselves because of the interest rates. But when interest rates are low, they go bet. Like they fucking leverage themselves like crazy. Cool. Economy's booming again and nobody has to leave the house. And then gang.
Yep.
All the lenders are fucked. Yep. Interest rates cannot, federal rates cannot. They're like, yo, I wish we could, guys. We fucking can't.
Yeah.
Because of all you guys sitting on the 3% loans and shit.
And
that's
that's what he was saying, that you saw like such a massive increase so fast. Is he said that a lot of people started realizing like, oh, like long term this can fuck us over. Like if it was like just a normal, consistent, small little bump, it would be one thing. But when he said like it was like the majority of masses, it can create like a pretty bad surge. And there's nothing that they can do. You know what I mean? They're locked in, bro.
I mean, to put it into perspective, like, bro, when I bought my house, I told my stepdad, and my stepdad got his loan through like 20 years in the military pre-COVID. And he was like at 4%, 4.2%. And I told him I got 3%. He was like, yeah, that's good. Like with my military loan, I got 4.2% or some shit like that. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. He's like, we will never sniff that shit again, bro.
No.
Like we will not me, not a 24. And I was a 24-year-old kid making 55 a year.
Yep.
And I got 3% on a $250,000 house. That's retarded.
Yep.
Right? Like that's stupid, bro. I don't even get like, bro, insurance companies were dying inside just hearing that. They were like, oh, a 24-year-old kid, he's gonna start a podcast and throw parties and shit in the house and turn one of the rooms into a fucking studio. He's gonna drill holes and shit like that. Anyways, how much time? What time are we at? That was good.
We're at 23.
23? Okay, we could finish up with this one. All right, I want everybody listening to imagine this. Okay, if you have a daughter, perfect. If you don't, imagine you have a daughter.
Okay.
All right, so especially if you're like a man, right? And then you're like, you only had one kid, you kind of wanted a boy. It's okay, it's a daughter, she's beautiful, you love her. But then she's an athlete and she starts training and she's like, and you could tell she got that dog in her. So then you start helping her. You start waking her up early in the morning. You start training with her. She likes boxing. You send her in, you do the classes, you start showing, and she's fucking nice. She's nice. She's dropping bitches left and right. And you were like, I got what I wanted in a girl, kid, and a boy. I'm so happy. And then she goes to high school and she's busting ass. And then she's in fucking college and busting ass. And then she's qualifying for the Olympics, right? And you're watching her this whole time. And then your girl gets chosen to represent your country in boxing. Like your little girl. The one that you were like, damn, I wish I had a boy. Like, he could have done. No, your little girl's representing your country in a sport. And then she gets in the ring and the motherfucker's got a 5 o'clock shadow and breaks her nose. Breaks your little girl's nose on the first jab. One jab.
Did she get her nose broken?
No, she didn't get her nose broken. Oh, no. She felt like her nose was broken. We're not gonna sit here and pretend like her nose was broken.
She said, no.
The other girl is kind of bitch made though.
No, I want to make a point before we go further. You ain't got no fucking dog in you. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you got punched one fucking time within a 40-second span and you walk the fuck out and quit.
Yeah, no,
I've never met a fucking loser who got knocked out. I saw fighters who got knocked out 80 times and still get in the fucking ring and fight the battle.
I don't even. What was her name? Cantini or whatever. I forgot her name.
The girl from Italy.
Yeah,
she was representing.
Yeah,
I know.
I forgot her name though, but she was kind of she's kind of bitch made. Like not gonna front.
100%.
But like, cause I also heard that like she was like she kind of like has played that kind of card in another situation too.
Before.
Yeah, like trying to like play the pity party or whatever. But yeah. If you guys don't know,
you see this. What's her name?
It's a
lady boy.
I don't want
Imane. I think it's Imane Khelif or Khelif.
100% lady boy.
Wiz
Khelif. But yeah, Imane Khelif, whatever. But basically, just to kind of like stem through it or whatever, because there was a lot of controversy that happened with that.
Before you explain it, because you got the facts.
Yeah.
This was a cool little social experiment of going off looks, how much support the girl from Italy got.
Yeah.
And then when you find out some more facts, you go, bitch from Italy should have tried to fight her a little bit because she's actually a chick. You know, like I just saw one person posting and was like, yo, this just goes to show how people love to see something and run with it because this girl's an actual female.
No, this goes for everything in the world. This goes for social media, if anything. Yeah. It shows how people just run the stories.
It really boils down to what is your definition of a female?
And that's what needs to change.
That is what needs to be.
Sports-wise. Well, no. Like sexually, that bitch is a girl. Sexually, she's a female. Competitively, we need to change what is your definition of a male.
And that's the biggest thing is like, what do you call it? And I think it's kind of like stemming from like, which I thought was funny. Like one of the things I thought was funny was the whole argument with a lot of people who were like fighting for transgenders to be able to fight.
They should have their own league.
Was that so for people that were fighting for transgenders, like supporting transgender fighters, they were saying like, because a lot of people were like, oh, that dude's got balls, don't let him hit girls or whatever, and they were coming back and being like, oh well, she's got a vagina now, so like ha ha ha, like, and it's like oh now you want to,
but you were born a man.
No, what I'm saying is like the people that were supporting transgenders, they're like, what genitalia they have doesn't matter, but now that this scenario is going on, they're like the genitalia matters. That's like what her sex is, and it's like
you cut your dick off. Yeah,
well, it's like whatever, like vice versa for the transgenders, you guys fight opposite.
But this girl is like a new layer.
Yeah, so basically,
right? She's another layer.
She has DSD, which is like differences of sex disorder.
I thought it was something. She
has a rare condition of being a hermaphrodite. It's a rare thing in the world.
But basically, so essentially, for a lot of people who don't know, like whenever you are, in the womb, everybody starts off essentially with primarily female reproductive organs. What it pretty much is almost like a freaking vagina, right? Mm-hmm. But what happens is that like if you have an XY chromosome, which XX is female, XY is male. If you have an XY chromosome, as you develop, a lot of the female, like what would turn into female reproductive organs for that also turn into like male. So for example, like the fallopian tubes, the little ovaries, the ovaries turn into testicles.
Nice.
So that's how you get your balls.
Yep.
So it's basically essentially the same thing. So everybody essentially starts off as a female base and they develop into a male.
And what is this girl?
So supposedly, I don't know. I haven't seen no pictures of it, so I don't know how it is. But she gave birth and everything, so obviously she's
got like a vagina with two balls, kind of like.
No. Well, I mean, she's giving she's giving birth.
Like
she's
really
one of those.
Clit.
You could like beat the clit.
So Imane's giving birth, so that means that obviously has a uterus.
She's good.
Obviously has some type of functioning female reproductive
organs. Her man
organs.
is gay as fuck.
Dude, no, but dude, watch your kids. Mommy, are you a man?
But
what?
But and basically,
Dad's gay. Sorry.
But the thing though is that all the reproductive organs are female.
Yep.
But the thing is though, Imane has XY chromosomes, which means that it has the muscular development of a male. It has the hormonal levels of a man. It has the bone density of a man.
Meaning the chromosome.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
No, because people.
Wait, what happened?
No, he had to do that because we just don't make sure
if that's a clip,
referring to her. We're referring to the chromosomes.
Oh no, yeah.
Yes.
It, like XY saying it. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, but basically, Imane has because it has XY chromosomes. Because she has XY chromosomes. It's, the XY chromosome gives you.
There we go.
Muscle structure of a male. It gives you the hormonal levels of a male. It gives you the bone density of a male.
And you shouldn't be fighting girls,
it gives you everything of a male. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, I know it's a tough argument because it's like, okay, well, she's got a vagina, reproductive organs, whatever. Classify as a male, as a female, right? And it's like it's tough. It's a tough argument. But the thing is, though, is that like I think competitively, especially combat sports, it shouldn't be fair. And the reason why I say that, I know that she's lost before and everything like that. I know she's not
She's
undefeatable.
lost 8 times or 9
Nine
times.
times.
She
supposedly.
lost 9 times to 9 other females, so she's beatable, super beatable.
Yeah, and that's not even an argument though. It's just that like I understand that, but it's also like there's also trans people that have went in there and lost for shit too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like I'll get my ass kicked in a boxing ring.
Yeah.
So
You know what I
doesn't
mean?
mean I should be
But
competing.
what would be fair in her situation? Because honestly,
It's tough. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was getting at.
It's like if I go to Special Olympics, I want to be able to go against the crippled
Yes.
boys too. I don't
That's
want
what
to
I'm
be
getting at.
Is
isolated.
it fucked up to say like if you're above a certain testosterone level, you're technically not?
Well, no.
Not
so,
that you're not a woman,
so
but
that's
you
what I
need to
was getting
compete
at.
in this
So
league.
basically,
With the males.
A different league, not even males, a league.
that's what I was getting
There's not
at.
enough people.
Is that I'm trying to preface everything as we're leading into it. So basically, like I said, she has like a lot of the competitive advantages of a male. But the thing is that you would not let a female with the exact same advantages compete if it was artificial. You know what I mean? Like if
No.
a female from birth was taking PEDs, performance enhancing drugs, they would not let her fight against other people
Right.
because of the physical advantage. That's obviously clearly a physical advantage. And that's just taking like testosterone and some human growth hormone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For a couple of years of your life. Now imagine if you had that since birth. How do you argue that's not not a physical advantage? You know what I mean? I understand it's like naturally occurring, but it's still not fair because if somebody
She's
took PEDs,
the example that can start a new league, a new division.
yeah, but it's like it's really tough because it's like I don't know if it's that common to be able
It's
to have
not.
its own league.
It's
not.
rare. It's a fucking unless you do like a trans league, which she wouldn't really classify as a trans because she's legit like at birth like this. So
And
it's
what
like, it's
sucks
not
though,
fair.
what really sucks is it only sucks for the women's league because there's no such like on the man side, like technically you could argue like the Pereira guy and the Ngannou motherfucker
Yeah.
have a little more testosterone than the average man, but we don't get to do shit about it. So you could argue that this bitch is the Pereira or Ngannou version for the females. But when you get the old XXXY chromosome, she has some of the male chromosome in her. She's not enough to fight with the men. But damn, if you got that chromosome, it only sucks for women. It only sucks for women.
And I think it would be different like if they had the chromosome and the people that have like this condition had the chromosome and they didn't like maybe have like the physical advantages like the hormone levels and stuff like that.
You just can't do combat.
Yeah. And that's another thing. I think
Brittany
I think
Griner-
combat is rough, bro, because it's like you're throwing fists, man, and like you're fighting.
Yeah.
I know that she's been beat. That's not what I'm arguing. I understand that. I know I'm not saying
But
that she's
combat's
undefeatable.
different.
But it's like it's tough, bro. It's
If
like
this bitch was point guard for the Nevada Suns or whatever the fuck is in the WNBA, nobody's really tripping.
No,
yeah.
But when you're throwing hands and
Yeah.
and weight classes, right? There's no weight class in WNBA. There's weight classes in wrestling and fighting because like you could kill somebody.
Yeah.
So it's almost like the happy medium should
Yeah.
be like you can't do combat sports if you pass this
And
testosterone. Go play
it's
basketball.
Tough. It's tough, bro. Like I don't agree with somebody being able to have a physical advantage. Because I understand it's not Imani's fault that she has this condition, but it's also not the other fighter's fault. Like
you're born different.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not their fault that they have to be fighting Imani over this. You know what I mean? And I understand that she's not
But is it the
impossible to
same?
beat.
Because we just started this conversation by saying the girl from Italy is a little bitch.
No, she's a little bitch.
So
'cause
is
you
it
know
the
what?
same as us going up against Ngannou though,
Yes.
and being like we're bitches for saying I'm not doing this?
If you're going to the Olympics, a fucking Olympic level athlete, like you've done this all your fucking life, you train for this shit. You at least go down fighting. Don't fucking go down with the one punch. One punch, you'd be like, ah.
Yeah, because my only point
hurts.
is we're not built like LeBron James.
No, we're not.
And honestly, the difference between us and LeBron James is a lot bigger than between that girl and Imane. So there is kind of an argument for letting her fight.
If she could be beaten by 9 different
Right?
females.
Like the difference between me and Ngannou is way bigger than the difference between
Have you
those
seen
two
it?
girls in the ring.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I looked at it. It is crazy. You could tell. Like you could tell. But it's also like when you if I was in it would look way more crazy if I was in the octagon wearing like fighter shorts and shit and Ngannou was on the other side of that octagon.
Yeah.
That would look way more crazy.
Well, what is Ngannou's weight class?
Okay. Fair. I'm 205. It'd be like me and Adesanya in the octagon. I would look. It would look like not. It's not fair.
Yeah.
But the reality
I'm
is
205.
But,
Actually, it'd be like me and Pereira.
But one thing I'll argue with that is you're talking professional versus average person. Now let's talk about professional versus professional.
What you mean? Who's average?
It's so true though. No. Like me versus Pereira.
Okay.
But professional, there was a difference in there.
So yeah.
But it is kind of like Pereira ragdolling these motherfuckers in the octagon.
Look,
like,
if
they don't get to bitch though. That's the difference.
Yeah.
The other guy don't
fought,
get to bitch.
if she would have fought her ass off, right? That Italian chick, right? She at least would have fought for the first round, like really give it her heart, and then lose. I'm like, all right, then bam. That's like I feel more sympathy for her. I be like, yo, you know what?
That
Maybe
first
that's not
jab
right.
let her know, like this is.
That she a little bitch.
No,
you know,
like,
that's what it let her know.
You're going night.
You know what I mean? Women took jabs from the baby daddies and stood up.
Nah,
Yo, I'm just saying.
Bro,
I'm not saying you should ever hit a woman. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there's a lot of women who've been hit by their baby daddies and stood the fuck up.
But did she
this
win?
bitch got hit by a girl dude and she couldn't even stand up for 10 seconds. Yo, that's fucking pathetic, bro. Nah.
Did Imane win everything? She won the whole thing?
Nah, she ain't win all the way yet. Yo, what if she loses at the end? What if she loses?
By like some girl that.
Yo, what I'm talking about this girl whoops her ass too at the end. Like, are we really on the same argument?
Did Imane pull out?
Nah, she's still fighting.
No, that shit's deep.
She said, "Fuck that, I'm gonna get this fucking."
She didn't pull it out, bro. I still feel it.
I don't blame her. Fuck us. Fuck her opinion
at this point. No, one quick last question. Let's end the topic with this. Your daughter is representing Italy, but she's representing America.
Okay.
Let's just like put it in your perspective. So instead of Italy, your daughter made it to the top. She's representing the United States, going against this girl, Imane.
Yeah.
What are you telling her going into the match?
Be ready for the shit. Be ready, cause this bitch.
Like, what are you telling her?
This bitch hits.
Like you probably.
This dick twisted. No,
You screaming it across the ring.
Me and my daughter, we sparring. Me and my daughter are sparring.
Yeah.
Like, she gonna get ready for my hit. Like, I'm gonna hit her so she knows what to expect when she gets in that ring.
It's tough, bro. It's tough. It's a tough situation. You know, like I said, it's like.
I feel like I would tell you gotta leave it all out there because nobody's gonna shame you for it.
No, yeah, I agree with that.
But you gotta leave that shit.
Go in there and do what you can.
But that's a combat sport again. Like, you're gonna tell your daughter to go like get her head beaten? Fuck no.
Don't fucking lose.
That's tough, bro. No. It's boxing. Boxing is different, bro. It's not wrestling.
But that's
not
why
basketball.
If I train her, I spar with her. She spars with the dude. She can actually, try.
But you're exchange part of boxing is exchanging, and if the exchange is not the same, it's fucked.
It's different, bro. It's different. And I'm sorry, bro. Look at Imane, bro. That motherfucker built like a dude, bro.
Yeah.
Those biceps are. I mean, I'm fat.
But again, have you seen Brittany Griner?
Yes, Brittany Griner.
She's playing small forward in the WNBA.
She basically hermaphrodite as well.
Nobody gives a fuck. So it's like.
You said she's basically hermaphrodite as well.
Bro, I bet you if they test her the same way, just nobody cares. Does she
cover tits or does she have no tits?
I don't know, bro.
Nobody cares because she's
cool.
playing basketball.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
It's not combat.
Yeah.
And it's kind of.
I think it would be a whole different. I don't think the conversation would even be where it's at if it wasn't.
It was a boxing.
If she was point guard for fucking France and the Women's League of Olympics, nobody would be saying
that. Even center.
But what if she loses though? Like, what if she loses at the end?
Especially center.
This girl, what if she gets her, like you said before, what if she gets her ass beat at the last match? I mean, bad. Like, this woman like fucks her up. I mean, are we still gonna have the same argument? Is it still valid?
So one thing, one question that's not answered about Imane's 8 losses, 9 losses. Are those her first
amateur bouts?
Her first 15 fights?
I wanted to know what league that was too, because I think because I looked up something, and I think her professional boxing, I think I saw it was 4 losses professional boxing.
Yeah, so she was learning her shit.
But I think I forgot what the record was. I think it was 29.
And I bet you it was all points.
But either way,
there
were boxing leagues that banned her because of her failing genetic testing and everything like that.
Yeah, bro. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know. And it's what
it's
sucks.
Tough, bro.
It sucks for her, but you know what sucks is fucking people that are paraplegic. So shit ain't shit. Life's not fair. It is what it is.
And the crazy part about it is that I don't know the answer. I don't know what would be a fair answer to the equation.
They're just letting her do it.
I don't think there's enough people to be able to create their own league. You know what I mean? People
there's
that have some issues. I don't think there's enough
so
people.
Fucking rare.
I don't know, bro. I don't know the correct answer. And then,
they're not gonna figure it out at the Olympic level.
No, and
but they figure it out at the league level, right? Like where the money's
a lot of leagues banned it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
from what I remember reading about, I don't remember all of them, but I know like a lot of boxing leagues for that. Like she's banned. Basically.
Like like Mayweather and shit made more money in our boxing than he would ever make boxing Olympic wise, right? Like she's not gonna be able to go do those leagues.
Yeah.
Like maybe she'll be able to pass Olympic wise until we can figure that shit out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know.
I also heard from like where she lives, I guess being like transitioning is illegal. None of us throwing the fact out there.
I was trying to look at the record, but yeah.
It's true, bro.
It's like Imane Khelif.
Where's she from?
I think it's Algerian or something, right?
That's ironic because I feel like they don't like women out there.
Algerian. She's Algerian.
Fire.
Is that how you pronounce it? I'm stupid, bro. Algerian. Yeah, I'm stupid.
All right, guys. That's another week of Pocket Watch Podcast.
I've never even. Have you guys heard of Algerian? I've heard of Nigerian. I've never heard.
Yeah, Algeria does not recognize LGBTQ persons.
No.
Yeah.
They don't think they
trans are illegal out there. They're banned.
Well, what about gays?
So the thing is, though, she's about to fight another girl, Chinese Taipi's Lin Yuting, after they administered an unspecified gender test. So she's about to fight another one of herself.
Oh, really?
Yeah. From the looks of it, she's about to go up against another one of Ling Yang.
LinkedIn.
There you go. Like, wait, I want to make sure it's the same person before I show you this.
How old ago was that article?
It's the most stereotypical.
No, the article was 4 minutes ago.
4 minutes ago?
Yeah, that's this article.
Oh, so she's going against another person with her.
It looks like she's about to go against another person with her.
I hope Yingling got a date. I hope Yingling got a date.
Lin Yuting. Alright, I don't know if that's the same person, but Lin Yuting.
She got a date.
No, that says Lin Yang. They didn't sound the fucking same.
Fuck the name.
Doing, doing.
Does the person have the same sexual?
I actually don't know. Yang Liu. Alright, I don't know. I guess
look her up, bro.
I don't even think I'm doing.
How are you gonna know what the fuck she has by just looking up?
Yeah, it's not her name. That's an Asian name.
Ling gender.
No, not her gender. Images. We need to learn how to Google search.
What does images tell you though?
You just get to see a
Taiwan's Lin Yuting called it a tough journey after winning again Wednesday.
Go to
at the Paralympics.
What does she look like?
In most cases, after the decision that came through, the Turk made it an X sign with her fingers crossed. And other of Lin's beaten opponents had in a previous bout declined afterwards. In most cases, males have both X. Lin and Khelif both have fought in Tokyo Olympics 3 years ago, but there was no controversy at the time, and neither won a medal. So they both fought in Tokyo, and they both lost in Tokyo.
Yeah, but nobody had controversy over it. That's crazy. So she's been fighting before.
She's been fighting before.
Yeah,
nobody gave a
these
fuck.
Bitches need to toughen the fuck up. I totally changed my whole mind on this shit.
They fought before, bro.
And who won last year?
They won Tokyo. That's 4 years ago. Tokyo, not them, not either.
Bitch, right? Like
some bitch, yeah.
Yo!
Both were disqualified from last year's world champions after failing gender eligibility tests.
They both failed it?
Both failed it? Both failed the test.
For last Olympics?
Yeah, no, the 2009, there's another Olympics they failed the test for. It says it right there.
Not Olympics, but another league.
Yeah, so it literally says
so she's
Imane Khelif, who fought at the Tokyo Olympics 3 years ago, but there was no controversy at the time and neither won a medal. Both were disqualified from last year's World Championships after failing gender eligibility.
Can you go to images?
But were cleared to compete in Paris. The feeling of entering. Okay.
This is it. She's facing one of herself.
No, listen to this though. A former two-time world champion, Lin, was given a warm reception at the place. So she's a.
Wow, no one cares about
images,
her,
bro.
Nobody cares about Lin.
I need to see what this Lin looks like. I know what.
She's from Taiwan.
I got her name on there. You just gotta put a.
She's from Taiwan.
She's from Taiwan.
That's where Lenny Boy came from. Literally.
No, that ass.
No, Thailand.
That's Thailand.
Sorry.
Taiwan, bro.
That's where that's where our batteries come from.
You thinking about?
No, Thailand has like
Taiwan has a
condensers, compressors.
Yeah. No, the batteries. You're right. Taiwan's the main producer for the fucking Nvidia and all their battery chips.
Yeah.
The chips.
Nvidia. That sounds like a cookie.
It does.
Sounds like a healthy.
I want some Nvidia in me.
I don't know, bro.
Bro, can you go to images?
I'm looking at images. I'm literally looking.
You can't find them.
We can't find a picture of this.
No,
bitch?
I did. But that motherfucker look like
yeah.
You don't gotta do no research,
Say less.
bro.
Say less.
Yo, so Jackie Chan is fighting Armani for the boxing Olympic championship.
No, are they going to the championships?
They're next in line. They're fighting in this next match.
So one of them bitches gonna win this shit.
Yo, that's funny. Anyways, guys,
All right.
don't get banned from this.
Pocket Watch.